All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, 358 cop stories, vice, narcotics, gangs, foot pursuits, all that good stuff, gross alerts on some of the gross vice stuff. Enjoy them all. And adding on to that website, we're having questions and answers. We're up to like 165-ish right now, answering questions that you sent into me. And you sent into me a question, send me a question, and I'll answer you directly. And then we're also putting them on video now. That's what we're doing now. So if you want to ask me a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. And the question was, do I have any animal stories? I've been telling a few already. Here's another one about dogs, okay? Some of these you have to have a little bit of background. I know I'm long-winded, but this is the format to do that. Police dogs are trained, obviously, for a lot of things. You have bomb dogs, you have narcotics dogs, and you have people dogs. People dogs meaning look for suspects. And some dogs are big, some dogs are small. Most of your narco dogs and bomb dogs are just average size. But the people dogs seem, in at least my era in the 70s and 80s, were bigger dogs. German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, but they're bigger Belgian Malinois, and not the smaller ones. There's different sizes. Pretty weighty, pretty aggressive. Why? Because they have to take down a 240-pound man, a 230-pound man. So they can't be little guys. And of course, their jaws and whatnot, you can grab the shoulder, whatever they do. So they're bigger dogs. And I've seen some handlers that literally look like, it almost looks cruel the way they're pulling this dog off, because it look like they're choking the heck out of the dog, but they don't use chokers. They use just a straight collar. But it looks really bad when they're pulling this dog off when you see him chasing suspects, because the dog will only stop when he's told to. But even when he's told to, it's like some guy called that adrenaline in the dog, I guess, that he does not want to stop. So you have to pull him off, because to him it's a game. There's no hate in these police dogs. They're trained as a game. That you've seen them on TV where they officers dress up in that big thick Michelin suit and they run and the dog tackles them. The dog's having a blast. If you look watch TV, if you watch some of these cop shows, narc dogs, people, any of these dogs, when they're doing their thing, watch their tails. Dogs that want to fight and bite you and hurt you, they don't wag their tails. Hairs up on the back of their back, and they're ready to go because they're mad. These dogs are having fun. I know I work really close, because I worked narcotics for 25 years, with the narco dogs, and these guys are having a blast. They're so happy and fun. They play with the toy that's got an odor of the narcotics, and they're chasing that, and then when they say, go get it, that dog thinks he's getting that toy, man. He's off and running, and he finds the dope almost every single time, okay? So it's fun to them. It's a game to them. Now, based on that, I think some of these dogs have a mind of their own. And look at a couple of stories back about dogs stopping at red lights. I'll tell you what, this reaffirms my fact that people say pigs are the smartest. No, I think sometimes dogs are pretty smart themselves. Okay, let me tell you about this. Okay, it's actually pretty funny. If you're the suspect, it ain't funny. But okay, sorry. We got a call up in the Baldwin Hills area, kind of an affluent area in Los Angeles, and a lot of neat homes up there. Nice suburbia, a lot of successful people up there. It's probably 75-80% black, but affluent blacks, attorneys, judges, probation officers, police officers, working people. This is, because the homes up there are a little expensive, so you're not going to have your drug dealer up there or your winos and all those people. No, these are professionals, and obviously, consequently, it's a nice neighborhoods. They're really quiet. Unfortunately, they're near bad areas down we call the lowlands. They're up on the mountain kind of this hill, not a mountain hill, and down the lowlands is where the scum hang out, and they'll bleed up in there and they'll steal. They burglarize and whatnot. So we're driving around one night. I'm a trained officer. Got another trained officer with me, and call comes out, burglary in progress, and we're not close. We're kind of far away, so we're responding. Other units are responding, because burglary's tough to patrol, because if the suspect runs, he's going to run through housing tracks and over fences and all that, and be surprised how fast crooks can get away in 3 or 4 minutes. How much distance they can cover if they really want to run away. Some like to run and hide, which is a mistake. You see why in a minute. But so we're responding. We're kind of late there, so there's already a perimeter set up, cars all around the streets and everything. There's a hill over here, and so we're just standing by the command post that the sergeant sets up, and we respond there, and then he decides if he needs more people there. And by the time we got there, I'm talking about not a long time, maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes. The perimeter's set up, and we're not really needed, so we're just standing by as a reserve. There's 4 or 5 of us standing there. So we hear, helicopters flying over. Another helicopter shows up. They're looking for this guy. Those days, we finally had the radios on our sides. So we hear, they got him. He says, suspect's in custody. Okay, fine. So the sergeant's releasing units that are on the perimeter to go back to patrol, because they need to go back and handle your call because they're just tied up in this one. Believe me, most people think we have hundreds and hundreds of officers, okay? This division had 153,000 people, something like that, in this division. Maybe on a given night, you might have 12 units working, maybe 15. That's it, okay? That's it. For that many amount of people, that's pretty good. I mean, that's a tribute to the community not having that many criminals. There are criminals there, don't get me wrong, but it's a tribute to the community that you don't have to have that many police. And contrary to what the liberals say, oh, it's an armed camp. No, it's not, okay? Gestapo on every corner. Every corner? Okay, so that's 15 units, that's 30 cops, 150,000 people, maybe 12, 14 square miles. Wow. How do you get to Gestapo stand in every corner scenario with machine guns? Well, first of all, we don't have machine guns. But anyway, so that's the mentality. They think, so you can imagine if you have like 8, 12 cops here, okay, that's 80%, 90% of your watch that night. So you got to get them out there in a hurry. And once they caught the guy, then everybody goes back to what they're doing. And they come back down the hill and off they're going, handling radio calls, handling your call for your car got broken into or your neighbor's dogs are barking or whatever. That's what they're going for. So he told us, stand by and we'll see if we need you because we might have to take the suspect to the jail. Okay. So here comes the police car with the dog police car, and the guy gets out, and another side note here, I found with narcotics dogs and people, any dogs that I've seen, I haven't seen too many bomb sniffing dogs, whenever they accomplish the mission, once they get excited and the owner tells them, good boy, and he's all excited, they're all excited. Again, you're really excited. Now when you were a little guy, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and you're playing in the backyard and you get really excited, what do you wind up having to do? If you don't do it already, you gotta pee, okay? Get excited. I remember I was a little guy and I got so excited, I remember I'd have a little, leakage, because I'm all excited. And mom would say, oh, that's okay, because everybody gets that where you're so excited. They get excited. And I've noticed that when they get excited, they have to pee or they have to go poop. Okay, a lot of the narc dogs, when they get successful, they run around and the owner knows it and takes them over on the side. He's over there doing number 2 next to a tree or something. And what is that? He gets all excited and he has to do it. Oh, that's it. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So it gets the dog out, and sure enough, he's over there doing whatever he's doing. And they got the officers that caught him on foot are standing there on the street, and the suspect's handcuffed. He's standing there waiting for who's going to decide to transport him. So remember now, you got officer, and then the suspect. And the dog handler walks up, and he's standing there. They're talking to different people, and the suspect's here, the dog's here. The dog handler is here, and there's a sergeant over here, and they're all discussing things. The guy's writing stuff down. Okay, it's done. It's over. Okay. The guy got bit a little bit. Partner goes, I've seen that dog before. I go, you have? He goes, yeah. Oh, okay. He goes, what? Watch the dog. What? Watch the dog. And this is the same partner, the same guy who told me that these friggin' dogs stop at red lights. Okay. So I believe the guy. Okay. So I go, okay. So I'm watching the dog. Okay. Now I'm going to play the part of the dog. Okay. Again, this guy's retired in Palm Springs. I go get him anytime to confirm my story. Here's the dog sitting there. He's sitting, sitting up on his haunches. He's sitting up. Suspect, his partner, sergeant, some officers. Remember, again, the dogs know when they go after a suspect. You ever notice that? They don't go after officers. They get that smell, and they're right fixated on that smell. You don't see them bite officers. You would think, how does he know friend from foe? He knows. That's what they do. They know. They got that smell. They're off and running. Which is really strange. You think, wouldn't they bite an officer once in a while? Nope. I've never seen one bite an officer. I've seen him bite a lot of suspects. Okay, so anyway. So he's sitting there. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at him. This is what he does. I swear, okay? He looks up at the suspect. Remember now, the suspect his knees are right about, from the perspective of the dog's head. If the dog's heads are right about here, the knees and thighs right about here, right? Okay, of the suspect. He looks at the suspect, just a little bit above knee high. He's a big German Shepherd. He looks back at his handler, and he leans over and he bites that guy right here on the side of the leg. Okay, right above the knee. I mean, he just grabs him. And what's funny was, you think afterwards, why didn't the guy hold him on a leash? Well, it's over. The dog's calm. He took a poo over there. He's happy, right? He's just sitting there, and he decides that he doesn't like this guy. And he's going to bite him. Okay, so I swear, this is the speed of the encounter. Here I am. He goes like this. I mean, just like that. I mean, it's just incredible. And the guy goes, because he's handcuffed, the poor guy. I mean, I don't say poor guy, he's a burglar, but still, come on. You know, he hasn't done anything to deserve this. He's already been caught. Okay, he's already been bit in the shoulder. It's over. No, it's not. Okay, so of course, hey, he pulls him off. So he takes him over to the canine car, puts him in there, you know, and of course the dog's, he doesn't, I was told later, he took the dog out around the corner and said, good job. Because you got to tell the dog he did a good job, because again, you don't want the dog to think you don't want the dog to hate anyone. It's just a game. But you can't tell him he did a good job there, because that was unsolicited bite. Found that out because my partner knows the guy that was the dog, and he said, yeah, you gotta commend the dog, but you can't do it like that because he really shouldn't have done it. Okay. Because I said, why didn't you just pull on the leash? Well, because it's over. He says, and then it's okay, fine. So then he's screaming, the Sarge, hey, get him away, and the Sarge says, get him out of there. Okay, fine. So he puts him in the thing. Sorry about that, Sarge. Okay. So then he leaves. Guys all screaming, so they put him in a car. We didn't have to do anything. We're done. So that car takes off, take him to jail. Actually, I took him to the emergency room. And so, yeah, I wonder why. And then, so we're in the car, and I go, you know, he goes, what? I said, it just bothers me, only in the sense that I don't think it was the first time that dog's done that. He goes, no. He says, what do you mean, no? He goes, well, I drink with that guy, the dog handler guy. He tells me that sometimes a dog will do that, and so he thinks it's pretty cool, so he just leaves the dog next to the suspect just in case the dog wants to do it. I said, oh, come on, man! Because a handler could have easily just put the dog somewhere else, but he puts him there because he wants to see if the dog's going to do it. And I go, well, how many times he did? He goes, oh, he doesn't do it a lot. What do you mean a lot? Well, like every other time. That's still too many. You can prevent it. He goes, I don't think he wants to prevent it. Now, I'm laughing at this crook too, because I think, you know what? It all boils down to this. Personal responsibility. If you weren't burglarizing, you would have been caught by the police, and you wouldn't be bitten twice. Okay? It's like people crossing the border. Oh, I got hurt, my daughter died. You know what? If you were back in Mexico in your little farm and just not going to the border, you would be alive today. I'm sorry, but no. Sometimes people cause their own problems and they don't take responsibility for them. Okay? You're a burglar. Now, officer didn't beat you, but this dog did. So, you know, but I thought that was pretty good. But when he said, yeah, about half the time, oh my gosh, you know, he can stop that, but he doesn't want to. He thinks it's funny too. It is pretty funny. I'm sorry, but some things are funny, some things are really funny. And that's pretty funny. Okay. So he got bit there. So how am I doing on time? Might go with another one here.
You're at 12:30.
Oh, good. Oh, okay. I'll give you a quick one here, okay? Another one here. We're working prostitution task force. And we're picking up these Johns all day long. I think I told my wife the other night, we did, I watched a TV show and they were doing like 4 in an 8-hour shift. We arrested 72 in 4 hours. Okay, 72 Johns. Yeah, we just a round the clock thing, because we were trying to look for some murderers, some Hillside Strangler Task Force murderers, and we were trying to get fingerprints off Johns. We weren't doing anything illegal. We just had a lot of women, a lot of women officers and lots of bodies. So we're really processing a lot of arrestees, lots. And one of my jobs is to process them. In other words, take a picture, fingerprints, and then put them in a jail wagon and take them to the jail. Bring out this guy, 350-pound man. He's got a dog about this big. A dog, okay, fine. So, and he's kind of a pain in the butt, you know. I have bad back. I got diabetes. Okay, fine. What am I, a doctor? So I'm standing there, and I'm working with another guy that was the next Vietnam vet also, but I think he might have had a little bit too many, chromosome damage or something. I have no idea, but he was a kind of one of these guys with a really strange sense of humor. So, to get the story in, we're going to process him, and I said, okay, sir, I'm going to take the handcuffs off. We're going to go ahead and take your fingerprints. Okay. And he had a really high voice. I'm just telling you he has a high voice. I don't care what he was. He goes, he goes, oh, what about my dog? And so I'm ready to tell him that we'll put your dog we'll call for animal control, and your dog will have a tag on it held for you, and you can get him in a couple of days, okay? Couldn't say that, because my partner goes, don't worry about it. We're going to kill the dog. Oh my gosh, okay? He goes, what? And then down he went. And it wasn't a fake faint, because he went full face first. The only thing that saved him was he had a big belly. So he didn't really land on his face. He landed on his belly and kind of rocked, okay? But he was out. I mean, he just, Of course, he faded. And of course, he had to hold the leash, because he had the leash when he was handcuffed, even in his hands, because we don't have to deal with the dog. And of course, once they go to the leash, the dog's running around in circles barking at us and we can't have to catch a stupid dog. And he's out. Okay, so we had a paramedic standing by. So he come running over, because what happened? And then my partner goes, I don't know, he just fainted. Well, no, he didn't just faint. He threatened to kill his freaking dog. What's the matter with you? So I'm like, oh my gosh. So they got the little ammonia thing, packet. They put it under his nose. Of course, he wakes up immediately. Come on, sir. They had to roll it over. Wow, it's like returning a whale, the Colonel Del Mar. Roll him over. Are you okay? I'm okay. The paramedics didn't know what happened. So, what's going on? Are you all right? Why are you crying? They're going to kill my dog. They look at us. I go, pointing at my partner. We're not going to kill your dog. He's right here. Oh, why do you say that? Just get up. So I'm trying to defer this to get I've got a job to do. I got to get him fingerprinted, okay? We get him up. I'll tell you what I'll do, sir. I said, I'm going to put this around your wrists, and you can be with your dog the whole time, okay? Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. You're a good man. Okay, fine. So I get him. So I'm fingerprinting him, and the dog's kind of sitting at his. It was a cute little guy, but he's like a large rat. This big, hairy rat. So anyway, so then we, again, it's only a misdemeanor. So misdemeanors you can do. You have a lot of wiggle room here. Okay, it's kind of like picking something up for, I don't know, shoplifting, a minor, like picking up a razor blade at the or stealing gum. It's not a big thing. It's sure you solicited a prostitute, but it's just going to be a misdemeanor. You're going to have a $200 fine, and you won't even get probation. Just get one slap on the wrist, and don't do it again, and you're off and running. So, of course, since he was hurt by the paramedics, we already reported to the supervisor. So we told the supervisor, we found a good supervisor that wasn't going to get excited over this, and he told him what he had said. And he goes, okay. He says, don't say that. So he goes and talks to the prisoner, and the prisoner didn't even bring it up. He just says, oh, I fainted, and he had already forgot why he had fainted. He really freaked out. I thought he was going to. The way he went down, but then again, he didn't really fall on his face because he had some buffering material. So anyway, so the sergeant was a really good guy. He goes, hey, look, he says, how about we do this, sir? He goes, what? He's all scared. He goes, how about if we don't call the dog people? Because you can see, I did this later when I was a supervisor. He goes, and we'll just forget the whole thing. We'll just write you a ticket to appear in court, and then tonight actually never happened. Which we can do that. You write him kind of like a ticket. It's a ticket for a misdemeanor crime, and they have good ID, which he did, and all that. He's not a flight risk necessarily. Of course, he could not show up, but it's not really this isn't an armed robber. It's just a guy that happened to run around, horny guy looking for something, pretty much, Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I'll be great as long as you're okay. Your dog okay? Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, then I'm thinking, because you can make a complaint that he threatened to kill his dog. That's not a good thing to do. If you don't like dogs, fine, but don't be threatening to kill someone's dog. Come on, man. So we wrote him a ticket, and he signed it, and his car was over there. We were getting ready to impound it, but it wasn't quite that time yet. So I said, well, I'll take it over to your car. Well, thank you so much. Took him over there. Fluffy knew where the dog was. He jumped right into the front seat, had his little blanket there. I don't know what he was going to do with the prostitute, because he was going to ask her to go with him, but who knows. And got in the car and thanked me, shook hands, and off he goes into the sunset, and that was the end of that. Then I went back to this guy, and I go, man, come on, don't be doing that to me, man. He goes, I don't want to, he goes, a sergeant could have made a big deal about this. He goes, yeah, well, that's why I picked that sergeant. I know, but that's not the reason why you should do this, that you can get away with it by finding a friendly sergeant. He used to work with him. I said, we shouldn't, come on. I'm just as much of a thug against other thugs as anybody else, but when you got some guy just standing here, happened to be picked off by a prostitution ring, or a prostitution task force, called task force, it's a big deal. He goes, I thought it was pretty funny. He walked away. Okay, well then some guys you can't change. Okay, I don't do that sort of thing because that's kind of cruel. Although I've done some things on my taping that were cruel, but they were funny at least. Anyway, so that was the two little dog episodes, and hope you enjoyed them. And we'll see you next time. All right, bye bye.